The great thing about doing a project this ludicrous is that it gives you the chance to look at games that you would never dream of looking at otherwise. Who cares if barely anyone's heard of the game? Anyone who doesn't like it will have another short video to look forward to tomorrow. And so it's suddenly worthwhile to spend time making a video review for an old Hungarian-made Euro platformer released very late in the life of a beloved but dying computer that received thoroughly average reviews and is not remembered by anyone. But what a title! And you might not have played that game for 20 years, but you'll never forget that title, and damn it, you want to revisit it. And so here it is. Fatman, the Caped Consumer, a 1994 platformer for the Amiga. Like I said, what a title. Like, as silly as it might be, you can't help but smile at it for how juvenile it is. And it carries on with the plot. Fatman is the alter ego of Roy Fat, a successful businessman who runs a successful chain of stomach-expanding restaurants and has just invented something that allows you to duplicate food. He's gonna be rich! But then disaster strikes when, shock of horrors, miserable Finn bastards kidnap your wife Blobella and demand your food duplicator in return. Naturally, Roy Fat isn't going to stand for this. I mean, he loves his wife, but he'd rather not live without the ability to eat 1,000 Battenbergs every day with just the click of a button. And so he dons the costume, and away he goes. Yeah, it might be a little offensive, but God, it's just so hilariously shite a concept that you can't help but pinch its cheek. The game itself is that sort of European platformer. The one where collecting isn't just encouraged, but essential. You have to collect all of a certain food item in order to complete a stage, and all means all. Miss one and you'll be going around the whole level trying to find the bastard so that the exit can finally open. Some people have pointed out that such schools of thought in design are, to say the least, hideously flawed, and I wouldn't exactly disagree with that. This sort of platformer is annoying as hell, and it's nothing more than the worst and most artificial way to increase the length of your utterly naff game by basically mandating 100% one of it in order to complete the ruddy thing. Even so, these were the times when near enough all European platformers did some variation on this formula, and they were ours, so obviously they were better than all of those Sonics and Marios and Metroids and whatever. The British gaming press were always so proud of them. Like a pushy mum, basically. I mean, this is why you'll still get people to this day talking about how brilliant Super Frog was when it just flat out bloody wasn't. Still, Fatman didn't get much love from anyone, and not really for those reasons. It is a nice way to illustrate the problems often faced by bog-standard Euro platformers, as a lot of them are there. There's the lack of understanding of momentum. Fatman has two settings. He's either running really fast, or he's stock still. No speeding up, no slowing down, basically the opposite of Mario. Needless to say, this makes the game feel very unnatural in terms of control. It's all just so weird. Another problem is the cocktail of annoying things about platformers with everything just coming together. The game has fall damage, which is usually a pain in the arse with just about any platformer, but it combines this with leaps of faith, which the game has in abundance. These two things together make for a pretty irritating team, all told. There is a certain personality about the game, and you might well get a kick out of Fatman's moves for a while. He burps, he throws carrots as if they were knives, and he dominates the enemies via his signature Fatman belly push. The art style can be decent at times, although I have no idea why the game requires an A1200, and the music can be cool too. So I would absolutely recommend it if you happened to be a fan of the console game Boogerman to the point where it was the only game you played, and you were absolutely desperate for something that was thematically similar to quench your thirst for a bit of variety. Oh, and also if you really want a game that's got flashes in it. If you fit that criteria, then you should play Fatman, but if you don't, then I would probably give it a miss. Still, it was fun to revisit this game after 20 years. I knew it wasn't a classic or anything, and so I was more than able to relive all the feelings of slight amusement and ever-prevailing indifference that I felt back in 1995. So, cheers to that! The first 20 meat platters are on me. See you tomorrow!